What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Unexpected Season 5, Episode 7, Nursery Nonsense. So we start off with Kylen and Jason. Actually, when we first see this couple, Jason is on his phone and he's making plans to hang out with his friends. At the same time, though, Jason's parents have invited Kylan's parents over to their home for a cookout. In their confessional, Jason tells Kylan that she shouldn't worry so much about spending time with her parents because she has a baby to worry about. And then Kylan tells him, well, you shouldn't worry so much about hanging out with your friends because you have a whole baby that's about to be born. And then Jason says, well, I'm not going to see my friends for a whole year. And Kylan says, exactly, that's my point. I'm not going to be able to see my parents for a whole year after the baby's born, so she would like to spend time with her parents. Jason's parents invite Kylan's parents, for the cookout. Jason's parents know that Jason is keeping Kylan from her parents and they don't understand why. I don't know why this kid, Jason, is such a mystery to everybody. He's a mystery to me, and evidently he's a mystery to his own parents because they don't understand why he acts the way he acts. And I think that there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why we do the things we do, the reason why we say the things we say. There's a reason why we act the way we act. And nobody can understand or pinpoint exactly why Jason acts this way because the parts that we see with his parents seem like pretty decent people. I think that's his biological mother. I don't think that's a stepmom. His parents seem like pretty decent people, and they seem to be very level headed. They seem to be understanding. Obviously, they're caring because they've taken on Kylan into their household and they're taking care of her. So I just don't understand how he ended up being so mean and so unreasonable and so chauvinistic. So even though Scott and Heidi, which are Jason's parents, even though they have invited Kylan's parents, it doesn't feel the same to Kylan's parents until the kids actually want them there. So I guess, Kylan's parents, they feel okay about being invited by Jason's parents, but it would mean something completely different and it would mean much more to them if it was Kylan and Jason that wanted them over. Because they know that even though his parents have invited them, when they get there, they're going to feel this distance and this coldness from Kylan and Jason. Jason's parents, they do sympathize with how Kylan's parents are feeling. They do understand that these parents are extremely heartbroken because they don't see their daughter a lot. They're not part of this journey with their daughter. So they totally understand how they're feeling and they sympathize completely with them. And I was like, thank God, this is what I mean, that Jason's parents are pretty reasonable people. So I just don't understand why or how they ended up with a son that's like such a monster. Scott says in his confessional, Scott being Jason's father, he says in his confessional that I think Jason is jealous of Kylan's relationship with her parents. So that's sort of like shedding a little bit more light into Jason's behavior because it does really seem like that. Like he wants Kylan all to himself. He doesn't want her and her. It seems like she doesn't even have her own friends. His friends are her friends. His family is her family. She has absolutely nothing of her own. So I don't know if, like I said, I think his mother is his biological mother, but he kind of acts like maybe a child of divorce, where maybe you kind of get lost in the shuffle of your parents' divorce and you crave attention from your parents, but they're so busy with their own issues that they kind of ignore you or they don't give you enough attention. And so whatever you can grab onto, you grab onto it, real tightly, like the way he's gravitated towards Kylan and the way he just kind of like grabs onto her and doesn't want to let her go, doesn't want her to go anywhere without him, doesn't want her to spend time with her family without him. But he's not a product of divorce. I don't think his parents are divorced. I think that's his biological mom. So I'm not understanding why he's the way he is. Like, why would he feel jealous of Kylan spending time with her parents? Maybe he has low self-esteem, possibly, and he doesn't think very highly of himself. And so he feels like that if he does allow Kylan to socialize with the outside world, including her parents, that maybe she'll be influenced by other people on how he may not be that great of a partner for her, and then he's going to end up losing her. Maybe other people are going to shed light on his shortcomings, on his flaws, and so that's why he tries to isolate her from everybody else. I don't know. Kylan's parents feel the distance between Kylan's parents, they feel the distance between themselves and their daughter. Jason's parents can tell that can Jason's parents tell the children that Kylan's parents want to feel more included in this journey. I do remember that scene when Jason's father tells Jason, "Look, they just want to be closer to their daughter. They just want to be more a part of you guys' lives. That's all they want. They just want to be a little bit more included in this whole journey. They want to be more included in your lives. That's all." I guess he was trying to say they're not trying to take her away from you. They just want to be, they just want y'all to kind of open up the door a little bit more for them. Jason tells his parents that he doesn't even want to live with them, let alone have anything to do with Kylan's parents. He's like, I don't even want to live in the same house with you guys. I want to get my own apartment. I want to live my own life. I want to be independent. I want to be away from y'all. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, go ahead and do it. Like, what's stopping you from doing that? And then he says that Kylan's parents probably feel lower because they live with his parents, and his parents are more involved with their lives, more involved with this pregnancy process. So they probably feel a little bit lower. And Kylan's dad was like, "No, we don't feel lower. We just feel like you guys have a problem with us." Like, what did he mean by that? It was like he was saying that Kylan's parents are jealous of his family because they live with his family and his family is more involved with them, and they're not jealous of Jason's parents. If they are jealous, it's understandable that they would feel that way because they get to see more of their daughter. Jason's parents get to see more of Kylan than they get to see of her. So they probably do feel a little bit, of jealousy there, but it's not really like jealousy of the parents per se. They're probably just like jealous of just, this got nothing to do with Jason's parents. I don't think that they have any ill will or any type of negative feelings towards Jason's parents. I think all of their negativity is directed directly towards Jason himself. Jason wants to be equally distant from both sets of parents. He doesn't want any of the parents to be involved with his life. He wants to make his own decisions, do his own thing, live his own independent life, and he wants to be equally distant from everybody. Jason feels like he doesn't need any advice. He wants to be left alone. He doesn't like it when his parents try to give him any kind of advice. He absolutely hates it. And this is like the downfall of Jason. A person who refuses to listen to advice, you don't have to necessarily take the advice, but you need to be open-minded to it. You need to at least hear people out, especially people who have your best interest at heart, like your own parents. I don't think Jason's parents want to see him fail. So whatever advice they give him, it's to help him succeed and help him to become a better adult, a better man, a better parent, a better partner for Kylan. So for him to be like, I don't want any advice. I don't want to listen to what y'all have to say. He's down. He's down. He's going down a really rough road, and unfortunately, he's going to be dragging Kylan along with him. Kylan, the more I see of her, I see that she does have a sense of intelligence about her because she will speak up for herself, but it falls upon deaf ears. Like when she said to him, when she tried to stand up for herself, when he told her, you don't need to be around your parents. You don't have to worry about your parents because, you're going to be a mom and you're going to have a baby to worry about. And that should be your priority. And then she flips it right back on him and says, well, you shouldn't worry about your friends as much either because you also have a child on the way. And then he's like, well, I won't be around my friends for a whole year. And she comes right back at him and tells him, well, that's my point. I'm not going to be around my parents for a whole year after the baby's here. So I do see her speaking up for herself, standing up for herself. But at the end of the day, she just falls into his trap. She just, goes along with whatever he wants. And it's one of those situations where you get so frustrated and you get so exhausted from fighting these people that you just give in, just to kind of like let it go and let's just move on with it. I'll just, you'll just go ahead and do whatever the hell they want you to do. So Scott says in his confessional that, family is really important. And Mike's health is not good. Mike being Kylan's father. And when your time is up, your time is up. And when he said that in the confessional, his son Jason was sitting right next to him. And I don't know if Jason was like understanding the gravity of what his father was telling him. Like, you can't do this. You can't keep her away from her parents, and you know what kind of health problems her father has. And yes, all of us are on very limited time, but right now his daughter is going through something so crucial and so life-changing, and you're purposely keeping her away from him. Like, you can't do that. How can you live with yourself knowing that you are stealing the precious moments that Kylen has, that Kylen could have with her own father? Because who knows, because of the fact of his health being so fragile, who knows when the time comes for him. Who the hell knows? So every moment that she has with her parents is extremely precious. It's extremely important. And having the baby around them could probably, breathe new life into him. So Jason, at the cookout, Jason is like in a rush. He wants to hurry up and eat because he's got to meet up with his friends. And so he rushes Kylan to hurry up and finish her food. And she's like, I'm still eating. Like, stop it. And then he tells her, I have to go pee, come with me. And he says this in front of the parents. And I understand he really didn't have to go pee. He just wanted to go talk in private with her. But why would you say that of all things? And I know that they do everything together because in the very first episode, they let us in on that they do everything together. They shower together, they go pee together, they're always together. And a little bit TMI, but that's what they said. So why couldn't you just say in front of, your parents, why couldn't you just say, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Can we go talk? Why is saying let's go pee or I gotta go pee, come with me? Why is that better than saying, can you step inside with me for a minute? Or can you help me with something in the kitchen? Or anything but that. But anyways, he's an idiot. So they get up and they go in the back room, and the parents know what's going on, that they want to go talk in secret. He needs to pull her away from her family so that he can manipulate her easier. And so they know what's going on. And they're back there whispering. She's trying to get him to calm down and act right. Of course, he's not going to listen. And then in the confessional, Kylan's mother and her father are crying because they see their daughter going through this really dysfunctional, unhealthy relationship, and they feel helpless, like they can't do anything about it. Kylan's mom, she knows what's up. She sees the writing on the wall, but she feels helpless. And it's like, because of the fact, I don't know, if Kylan wasn't pregnant but still dating Jason, I wonder if she would still be with him. And it's really sad that this beautiful thing of having a baby is what's keeping her tied to a monster. Jason's dad tells Mike that any issues that he has with the kids, not spending enough time with them, not seeing them, he needs to address it directly with them because he says he's at his wit's end with his son. He has browbeaten Jason and it's gotten him absolutely nowhere. The only thing that happens when he tries to convince Jason to allow Kylan to spend more time with her parents is that he ends up being abused by his own son, like verbally abused. He says his son will cuss him out, call him all kinds of names, tell him that he's like the worst dad in the world. Okay, this man who's taking care of you and your pregnant teenage girlfriend, you're going to insult him, call him out of his name, and cuss him out? Are you kidding me? Like I said, I hope Kylen is understanding what's going on right in front of her, because this guy, this attitude that he has, he's going to have a very difficult life because your parents actually love you and like you and want the best for you. You bring that attitude to the outside world, to your job, to your neighbors, to your friends, to whoever out there. You bring that kind of nasty attitude to them and they're going to tell you the what's up. They're going to give it to you the way you don't want it. So talking to your parents like that and they actually like you and love you and they're putting up with this, he's in for a very hard life. So in the back room, Kylan tells Jason that he never lets her see her parents, and that when she does get to see her parents, he ruins it. So the one infrequent times that she can actually spend with her mom and dad, he absolutely ruins the whole moment. So then Kylan and Jason, they get up to leave because I guess the friends have shown up. No, they got to go. Wherever they're going, they got to go. So they get up to leave and they're saying goodbye to everybody. And Kylan, this was the saddest part for me. Kylan's mother asks Kylan if she can pet her belly, if she can rub her belly. And Kylan says no. That broke my heart. That really broke my heart because I don't know if Kylan was just in a bad mood. So, because Jason ruined her mood. And so she was like, no, just don't touch me. Or if she didn't want her mom to touch her belly because Jason was there. And for whatever reason, he may have a problem with that. And he might get mad at her later about that. I didn't understand that at all. I didn't get why she wouldn't let her mom pet her belly. That was so sad and it was so heartbreaking because one of the advantages of having a daughter or a sister or a close relative or friend that's pregnant is you get to rub on their belly as much as you want. And it's fun. It's fun rubbing on a pregnant belly and feeling the baby and all of that. And that just really broke my heart that she wouldn't let her mom do that. Moving on to some more foolishness. Tierra, Tyra, and Taylor. Okay, here we go. So Tierra, she's back in Maryland. For whatever reason, her fiance Dean. Okay, so she's back in Maryland and she's decorating the nursery, and it's obviously a nursery for a girl. The colors, the theme, all of that is for a baby girl because she's expecting another daughter. And Dean says something like, "Well, he thinks that the baby is a boy." Well, why would you think that? Y'all have had ultrasounds. I'm pretty sure you've had blood work or something or other. Why would you say that? But anyways, so Tierra says that whatever she has, boy or girl, she's going to keep the nursery because she's put a lot of work into this nursery. So it's going to stay. Health wise, Tierra's doing a lot better. She's feeling a lot better. I think she's back on her iron medication. And also another positive note is that her sister Tyra has apologized to her for not letting them take the car when they really needed it. And they had that big fiasco in front of, I don't know whose house it was, in front of the house where, Tyra got mad at Tierra because she thought that Tierra was talking crazy to her child. And so she wouldn't let them take the car to the emergency room, and her blood and her iron was running low, and she was worried about the baby and all of that whole mess that happened the last episode. Tyra was, mature enough to apologize to her sister. So that was good. So then we meet Candace, which is Taylor's mother. And Taylor, of course, as we know, is the cousin of Tierra and Tyra. Now, Taylor, the cousin, is upset that Tierra stole her nursery theme idea when initially Tierra had a completely different idea or a completely different theme for her nursery. When we saw Tierra's nursery, it was in, she called it boho. She called it boho. And so, that was the theme of her nursery, boho. And Taylor tells us that that was the theme, the original theme for her own nursery, because she is also expecting a girl. And so that was her idea initially. She said that when they talked about nurseries and how to decorate their nurseries, Tyra had a completely different idea. And her idea, Taylor's idea, was always the boho theme. So now she claims that Tierra has stolen that theme, and because her baby's going to be born first, now she feels like she can't use that same theme, or people are going to think that she stole it from Tierra when it was actually her original idea, so on and so forth. So Candace, Taylor's mom, now she gets involved because she sees how upset her daughter is about this whole nursery theme fiasco. So she goes on social media and she blasts her own niece on social media talking about how Tierra stole Taylor's nursery theme, how not only did she steal Taylor's nursery theme, but this is how Tierra rolls. This is how she plays. She steals a lot. She steals friends. She steals boys. She steals clothes and shoes. I mean, Candace went in deep with the family secrets and completely exposed her own niece as being this person who's very competitive, who crosses the line with her family members, stealing boyfriends. I was just like, what? This is crazy. Um, And so now Tyra and Tierra, they're kind of pitted against Taylor and Candace. So Tierra is about to have her baby. I think she said like in a week or something, she's about to have her child. So she is like, I don't have time to stress about this whole nursery thing. And I can't believe that, they'd go on the internet and just, blast me all over online. And I'm about to have a baby and they're so inconsiderate. And so Tierra is done with them. She's through. And Tyra says that when her sister carries a grudge, she carries her grudge to the grave. And there's no turning back. Tyra says herself, she can let things go. She can kiss and make up and keep it moving. But her sister Tierra cannot. So Tierra herself even said that I'm so upset that I don't think I can ever, deal with Taylor again the way that I used to. We could never be the way we were. And then she says, well, maybe I'm really hormonal right now. Maybe after I have my baby and my hormones settle, I'll see things differently. But right now, I really don't see it for Taylor. I don't want nothing to do with her. Okay, this is my opinion on the whole nursery thing. It's stupid. It's stupid as hell. First of all, Taylor, you did not create this theme. You're not like the first person on earth to have this theme, obviously, because you saw it on Pinterest. I think that's where they said they saw it at. You saw it on Pinterest. There are so many themes for nurseries. It's ridiculous. So what? First of all, y'all live in two separate states. Okay, it's not y'all like y'all live in the same house and your nurseries are gonna be like right next to each other. Right next to each other in the same house. Y'all live in completely different states. Who even pays attention to people's nurseries? And I guess, these kids are living their lives on social media. So I'm pretty sure they both wanted to post pictures of their nurseries all over social media. And I guess they're so worried about, how the people are going to react. People who you don't know, who you'll never see, who have nothing to do with your life, who don't pay your bills and don't put food in your belly. You're so worried and concerned about what they're going to say. Oh my God, Tierra stole Taylor's theme for the nursery or vice versa. Who cares? It's just a nursery theme. The kids are not going to live in those rooms for the rest of their lives. Who cares? So is it shady for Tierra to steal this idea for her own nursery? It could be shady. I would, if I saw someone with a nursery theme that I really, really liked, I wouldn't I wouldn't have the same theme. I would completely do something different because there's so many ideas. I mean, how can you have like a one try? And this nursery theme, I mean, it's not the cutest. Okay. It's not like just like, oh my God, wow. It's not even like that. It's just like, what is this? Boho? What are you talking about? Um, there's so much, and then you can have the same theme and put a different twist to it. Like, what is the big deal? It's stupid. It's stupid for Taylor to get this upset about a nursery theme. It's even more stupid for her mother, a grown woman, to go on social media and blast her own niece over a nursery theme, which is going to open up a can of worms to a whole bunch of other stuff. You never, ever, 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 ever talk about family issues online. You don't do that. I mean, Candace is wrong. Taylor is wrong for getting upset and getting her mother all riled up. This is just wrong all the way around. And I feel really bad for Tierra, kind of, sort of, because she's about to have this baby, and now you got to worry about your own aunt doing this. Like, what kind of a family is this? I don't even care about the stuff that Candace said about Tierra. I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Okay, she stole her cousin's boyfriend. Well, who cares about that? I'm more worried about the fact that you, Candace, as an adult woman, felt very, very comfortable talking about your sister's child on social media like that. You know, they need help. They need therapy. They need something. This is just crazy and awful. So they need to get it together. Moving on to Emerson and Mason. So Emerson finally got her epidural. She feels a whole lot better, but she says she woke up. So she got her epidural. She fell asleep, but she woke up to this urge to push. So she can't push because there's no doctors or nurses in her room with her. So she calls her mom and she tells her mom, like, I really have this, strong urge to push, but I can't. So the mother's like, well, where's Mason? And she says, Mason's asleep. Okay, where's the grandmother? That's my other question. They never talked about where the grandmother was. So Mason's asleep, and the mom is really upset that Mason's not there coaching her, helping Emerson get through this. So she tries to call Mason. Mason's so, he's so gone, he doesn't even hear his phone ring. I don't even know why Emerson didn't wake him up. If she knew that her mom was trying to call him, why didn't she wake him up? Why didn't Emerson wake him up? She's right there in the same room with him. But whatever. Maybe she was just in her own, discomfort. So the mom says that she feels really guilty for not being there, that she wishes that she was there with Emerson, but she's got little ones to take care of. And I'm like, girl, stop with the whole little ones to take care of. Stop it. I mean, what's the point of having a husband if you can't be there to take care of the damn kids when you got to go help your daughter who's about to give birth? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Did he have to work? We need more information, TLC. Tell us what's going on. Say, hey, I couldn't go because my husband works, or my husband's a lazy bum and he won't get up to change a diaper. Tell us what's going on, because it's not making any sense. You're complaining about not being there. You feel like you can do it better than anybody else. You can be her support better than anybody else. Then go be with your daughter. And if you can't be with your daughter, then tell us what's really going on with your husband. Like, why can't he stay home and take care of these kids? Okay, so finally, it's time to have the baby. So she has the baby, and we're not, obviously the cameras weren't allowed, but we could hear her going through labor. And I'm just like, why does she sound like she's in a lot of pain? Because I thought she had an epidural. Did it wear off? Because that was one of her biggest fears, was getting the epidural too soon to the point where it was going to wear off when it came time to push. But she sounded like she was in a lot of pain. So I was wondering what happened to the epidural. Did it wear off? That's all I want to know. Did the epidural wear off? So she has the baby in 8 minutes. He's, he comes into the world. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful child. His name is Mateo. And yeah, she had her baby. So the next chapter of Emerson's life begins. Moving on to Jenna and Aiden. Jenna is meeting up with her sister, and they're at the park with Aiden, and Luca's walking now. Yeah, they're at the park with Luca, not Aiden. Sorry, they're at the park with her baby Luca, and he's walking now, and it's just like, wow, we remember when she was still pregnant with her son. Now he's walking. So anyways, so she tells her sister that she's thinking about getting her own apartment, and she wants to move away from Aiden. She wants to leave him and just be her and Luca, but she has no job and she has no credit. So her sister's like, well, maybe she's kind of jumping the gun a little bit. Her sister says that Jenna has a way of like just reacting impulsively. She kind of just goes with her emotions and doesn't really think things through. So I'm like, does her sister have any idea what the hell's going on with Aiden? Because that's a relationship that I don't know. I don't think it's conducive to any kind of happiness. So, but instead of maybe getting her own apartment, maybe she should try to like move in with her mom or her dad, and then kind of, get a job, save some money, and then try to get her own place. But she can't go from the home that she shares with Aiden directly to her own apartment when she doesn't even have any credit. And then she said, how can I get credit? Because she's denied getting credit because she has no credit. So she's like, this is so stupid. How can I get credit when I get denied everything? Well, there's ways to get credit. There's plenty of businesses, stores that are willing to throw credit cards at you. There's ways to build credit, Jenna. Get with it. Get with the program. I love Jenna. I love her to death. But, you can get credit. You can start building your credit now. Okay, get your little Walmart card, Target, Best Buy. They have, secure credit cards out. There's so many ways to build your credit. So, yeah, let's, good luck on Jenna. Good luck to Jenna. Thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far in my review, I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video, and please don't forget to subscribe if you like this content, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.